what you are doing right now. Look at your shadow. Is it copying you? Every move, every shift, every breath? Because the moment I got back from Vantheum, mine stopped. And whatever is wearing my shape now, it is getting better at pretending every single day. We labeled the planet dead before we even got close. No star, no heat, no signal. 6 million kilometers out, and we were already writing it off in our reports like it was nothing. That confidence was the first mistake, and on Vantheum, first mistakes are the ones that follow you home. The very first warning had no sound, no alarm, no explosion, just a shadow on the outside of our ship, moving in the opposite direction of our rotation, slowly, deliberately, like it was choosing where to go. Our psychologist, Dr. Asha Reyes, leaned so close to the monitor, her breath fogged the screen. She stood there without blinking for almost a full minute. Then she said the 2 sentences that quietly destroyed the rest of our mission. Shadow is a behavior. Behavior means mind. Nobody laughed. Nobody pushed back. We all just stood there in the cold blue light of the cabin and felt something shift inside our chests, something that never fully shifted back. That was Vantheum saying hello, not with a roar, not with fire, just a single shadow moving against physics, learning the exact shape of our ship before we even decided to land. Patient, quiet, hungry. The surface looked like crushed chalk, pale white and powdered, stretching in every direction like the remains of something ancient that had been ground into dust over thousands of years. Every step made a sound like cracking glass, but here is what made my stomach drop. A half second after each step, we heard the sound again, softer, playing in reverse, like the ground was trying to take our footprints back. The air tasted like cold metal and old coins. My lips split open inside my sealed helmet. Sealed, airtight. There was no reason for that to happen. No reason that made any sense. Then we saw the first rule of Vantheum. Every shadow pointed in the wrong direction. A boulder, the size of a truck, cast its shadow straight up into the sky above it. Not behind it, not beside it, straight up, defying everything we understood about light. We turned on our floodlights, thinking more light would help us understand it. It made everything worse. More light created more shadow edges, and more shadow edges gave Vantheum more places to hold on. Dr. Reyes kept writing without looking up from her notes. She said quietly, almost to herself, "Predator's map outline. Outline predicts choice." She already understood what we were walking into. I should have grabbed her notebook and read every word. The mites appeared next, tiny as ash particles, barely visible, moving through shadow pools like the darkness was an ocean and they were born to swim in it. They fed on emotion. Fear made them swarm into dense, shaking clusters. Relief scattered them. Anger made them chew through suit seals like the material was nothing. We learned fast. Stay calm, feel nothing, show nothing, or bleed. But staying calm became almost impossible when I watched my partner's shadow grow a full head taller than his body. He was cracking jokes, laughing, normal voice, normal expression, and his shadow stood completely still behind him, arms rigid at its sides, not laughing at all, watching, waiting.
He never once noticed. That terrified me more than anything else on that entire planet. The canyon was no wider than a hallway and dropped down like the inside of a throat. The darkness inside had physical weight. We walked into shadow bands and they pushed back like thick, soaking wet curtains pressing against our suits. They grabbed at seams. They tugged slowly and gently, the way something careful tests fabric before deciding exactly where to tear it open. I saw the glove, a white astronaut glove standing upright in the dust, one finger pointing straight down into the ground, and inside it a shadow rising and falling in a slow, steady rhythm, breathing.
The name printed on the wrist was Juno. And Juno was walking directly behind me, alive, talking into my earpiece, her voice completely normal. I did not turn around. My neck locked like poured concrete. My body refused before my brain even had a chance to decide, like some deep animal part of me already knew that turning around was not something I was allowed to do. The drift warden found us deep in that canyon, a floating knot of darkness threaded with gold seams, hovering perfectly still ahead of us. It matched our stillness exactly. It mirrored our freeze like it had been practicing. Then one of our crew flinched, just a small involuntary twitch of the shoulder. The warden unfolded like a black flower blooming in fast forward. It did not grab him. It grabbed the space directly behind him, the space where his shadow had been living. His shadow tore off his feet like a sticker peeling from paper and slid silently away across the ground, moving completely on its own. His body kept running. He looked totally fine for exactly 3 seconds. Then his face went flat, like a photograph left out in too much sun. Still his face, just thinner, just less real, like a copy of him printed on slightly cheaper paper.
That is the trap. Vantheum does not come for your body first. It takes your shadow. Then it rewrites your mind to fit the empty space it left behind. Then it sends you back to the people who love you, still smiling, still talking, so that nobody runs. The equator lattice was the most stunning and most evil thing I have ever seen in my life. Gold struts the height of skyscrapers, stretching from horizon to horizon in a perfect grid, casting measured bars of shadow across the white ground below, like the bars of a cage built by something that had been planning this for centuries. Touching one felt like pressing your bare hand against cold human skin. It rang, but the sound reached your ears before your fingers made contact. Underneath the lattice, pressed deep into the white stone, were thousands of body-shaped voids. No bones, no blood, no tools, just the outlines of living things that had walked here before us and left only their shapes behind.
Stored as absence, filed away like records. The belt is not made of metal. It grows from every outline ever stolen, every silhouette taken from every creature that walked onto this planet and stayed too long. One more strut added, one more shape laminated into gold and stretched across the sky. We were standing in a graveyard where the only evidence of death was the shape of the missing. The shaft in the ground was a crack shaped like a split lip, and it led straight down into the heart of Vantheum. The floor pulsed every 12 seconds, matching the shadow rhythm of the belt orbiting far above us. In the dark, with no light source anywhere, everything still cast shadows, shadows layered over more shadows, stacked like endless pages of the same open wound. And then my shadow stepped in front of me, not beside me, in front, leading. It began copying my movements half a second before I made them, and then I felt it happen. My body started following my shadow instead, not the other way around. I was the copy now. I got out because my shadow made a choice to stay. The planet accepted the trade. One shadow for one body. But at home now, my silhouette appears in door frames, a full heartbeat before I do. Some mornings it moves when I am standing perfectly still. I genuinely do not know which one of us came back. Here is the last thing I will ever say. On Vantheum, shadows are the real living things. Flesh is just temporary light, and something ancient and patient has spent thousands of years learning to wear light like a costume. Look at your shadow one more time. Is it still yours? Are you sure?